Hey everyone, it's me, Takersubito2 here, and with today's video, and I want to be talking about something very differently today, but before we get to the main topic of this video, I just want to say Merry Christmas Eve to all my fans out there who are enjoying their times with their families and such. I certainly am right now, and in today's video, now we all know 2020 so far has been kind of the worst year for us gamers so far, but at the end of the day, we still have each other, right? And I also want to say thank you to my fans who've been supporting my channel for 2 years right now, and I'm this close to 350 subscribers. So if I can make it before the end of the year, then I'll be very appreciated to all my fans out there. But now let's talk about the main topic of this video. Is that this is something I want to do differently from now on for my YouTube channel. And this year, I will be recapping a lot of things gamer related, whether it's like news, whether it's like Nintendo related news, Xbox, or just anything sort of. Like, I'm just trying to say is that I will be recapping what has been announced, what kind of DLC it had, or just what games that have been released, or anything. And I was originally supposed to do this last year, but I didn't have enough subscribers back then, plus I didn't have the audacity to even record some sort of type of video because I was way too focused on Smash Bros. Content last year. So I want to be talking about this now, so this will be an opportunity for me to do this before 2021 even comes. So with all that out of the way, let's get started with the whole, like, recap. And, oh yeah, in case you might be asking what kind of games I'll be talking about, I'm talking about games that's coming from mostly the big three: Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation, all the things. So let's talk about the biggest one, like the biggest trend that has been happening during the summertime. And that was the PlayStation 5, Sony's latest console for the next gen of PlayStation. And I gotta say, from the PlayStation 5's, like, size itself, it is humongous. It is the size of, like, the size of, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I'm not sure how tall it is, but it is certainly big. And it did have a huge release, Spider-Man Miles Morales. You cannot forget about that fantastic Spider-Man game. I mean, it's basically a lot of things. And not only that, you can also transfer your PlayStation 4 data to the PlayStation 5 as well. As I heard, I've seen them trying to do it, and it works, but I do not know how to really do that, honestly. But it is cool and all, in my opinion. Not only that, we're also going to be getting some upcoming games for next year. Oh yeah, we can't forget, I think Demon's Souls also came out as well alongside it. But as I was saying, next year we'll be getting some big PlayStation 5 games, such as Final Fantasy 16, then after that, it was God of War Ragnarok, yes. Then we got Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, which is a game that was teased, like, last year, and then we haven't gotten any sort of news about that game since, but it is cool to see. It is cool to see that, like, it is cool to see Five Nights at Freddy's being on big, major consoles. It was once just a normal Steam computer game, an indie computer game, and now it's on the big, major consoles. Or, like, there's a lot of PlayStation games that just came out this year. Oh yeah, I can't forget Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was the big game that fans wanted to see, like, last year, like, for 5 years. When the game was first announced in 2015, we waited, like, so many years for any updates regarding the remake, and was it worth it? It was, for the characters and the beautiful visuals, and especially Sephiroth. And, you know, speaking of Sephiroth also made an appearance in Smash Bros. Ultimate as DLC Fighter 8, and he was our latest character that just got released. And speaking of the DLC, most of this year of 2020 for, like, Nintendo, Microsoft, and PlayStation, most of them were considered to be, like, DLC and such. And now that I think about it, PlayStation also had the biggest trend of Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. It was trending for, like, a while. That is until Among Us came out of nowhere, when the game, even though Among Us was a 2018 game, fans are, like, considering this game, Among Us, as a 2020 game, which they are not wrong, and it also made into big major consoles. So far, the only console that is the only Among Us game that is on a major console was the Nintendo Switch, so let's hope for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Now, what else? Oh yes, more DLC. Like I said, most of the games this year was just DLC. Like Steve, Min Min, and Violet. Those were our latest DLC fighters for Smash Brothers, and these are the only big things that came from Nintendo. Aside from Age of Calamity, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which is basically a prequel to what happens 100 years before the events of Breath of the Wild, and we still do not have that Breath of the Wild 2 info. Like, it's been years now, and now that I think about it, we are also getting a brand new game, well, a sequel to that game next summer of 2021, which is Neo No More The World Ends With You, which is a game developed by Square Enix, and Tetsuya Nomura is very excited to do this. Speaking of Square Enix has also released a brand new, it's not technically brand new, I mean, I'm not sure if it's canon or not, but it's Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, which is the first Kingdom Hearts game on the Nintendo Switch, and it was confirmed by Tetsuya Nomura that they had nowhere in mind to put any sort of Kingdom Hearts games on the Nintendo Switch, but then he said later on that they're gonna add something very, very special. I have no idea what Tetsuya Nomura has in mind for us, because usually he is a huge character designer when it comes to like mind-blowing our minds and like just basically taking us out of nowhere, just surprising us, really. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What about Ghost of Tsushima? Yes, Ghost of Tsushima is also one big game that a lot of fans have been playing. It also was nominated for Game of the Year. That is until like The Last of Us Part 2 just came out of nowhere and just like won 9 awards during this year's Game Awards, which I have no idea why. I can't tell whether it was rigged, but if it was rigged, then oh boy, we're gonna get some salty comments from the Game Awards now. Oh yeah, and the biggest news of all gaming is that the E3 2020 was canceled this year, which is very understandable due to like obviously the pandemic, seeing of how it affected a lot of games release dates and all, and like for example, such as like No More Heroes 3, and also I forgot the other game for what. Oh yeah, Bravely Default 2. Those games were originally supposed to come out this year, but guess what? They all got delayed for next year. But Bravely Default is gonna get an early release, which is like February 2021. As for No More Heroes, we have no idea when that game is gonna be coming out. I mean, we all know it's coming next year, but we don't know what the real release date is. Now that I think about it, I kind of hope for next year that they're going to be announcing Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, Detective Pikachu 2. Yes, there is going to be a sequel to Detective Pikachu as well. You didn't know that? Well, Nintendo and Pokemon on Twitter last year just tweeted out after the release of the Detective Pikachu movie. There's this whole thing going on. I mean, we haven't heard anything since, but yeah. Oh yeah, Atlus also released a couple games while announcing something for next year, being Shin Megami Tensei 5 coming in 2021, and Atlus was very prepared to showing this. I mean, wait, is it Shin Megami Tensei 5 or 6? I don't know, but also they also released this year Persona 5 Strikers for Xbox and PlayStation 4. Well, in Japan to be exact, not the Western. The Western's like next year. Oh yeah, they also released Shin Megami Tensei Tokyo Mirage and Fire Emblem also for the Nintendo Switch, which I think is a port. And now that I think about it, like I said, Nintendo, well, I didn't say anything about Nintendo, but Nintendo kind of barely got any new games for this year. Well, it was only for the proportion of the beginning of the year. The end of the year, there was a lot of big things going on. Because like I said before, Age of Calamity took the spot. But then we also got Super Mario 3D All-Stars to celebrate Mario's 35th anniversary. Then we got Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Yes, I did that dumb joke. Haha, I'm very funny. But sadly enough, the game is not going to be available anymore until March 31st, 2021. And I've already been seeing memes of Sephiroth stabbing Mario being the whole 2021 thing. Same for Fire Emblem as well, because you got, for those who do not know, Fire Emblem, the first ever game, has been localized to America for the first time for the Nintendo Switch, and it won't be available until March 31st as well. So I guess Mario and Fire Emblem also got the same deal for whatever reason. I think there was a news video of reasoning of why the game will be a limited time, but I will get to that maybe someday, but I'll just let you know that in the future. So Like, for fall 2020, it has been for, like, Nintendo, it is actually a great major thing, unlike the beginning of the year. Aside from the fact that Animal Crossing New Horizons and Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition was, like, the only big games, because Animal Crossing took the whole quarantine thing a bit up now, because that was the only time that fans, Nintendo fans, even gaming fans, were able to enjoy themselves after, like, this whole lockdown thing. And, oh yeah, like I said before, the DLC, a lot of DLC. There was a lot of DLC for, like, Mortal Kombat 11. I cannot forget Mortal Kombat 11. In that game, it had, like, we got, like, 2 DLC content, such as the Aftermath featuring Fujin, Shiva, and Robocop, a big guest character. Then we recently got Combat Pack 2 for Mortal Kombat 11 with the Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Edition featuring Melina, Rambo, and the Water Ninja Rain. Those 3 were, like, big characters. Well, maybe Melina. I have no idea about Melina, because the Melina fans, they were, like, harassing and, like, roasting Ed Boon on Twitter for not having Melina. So I'm not entirely sure if we deserve that character or not, but I don't know. Oh yeah, we can't forget about the Mortal Kombat movie that happened. That will be happening, I think, next year. They say they were gonna make a trailer for that new movie. For that new movie. I think it was, like, the beginning of 2021. Speaking of movies, I cannot forget the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Last year when the trailer popped, a lot of fans were not happy with Sonic's design in that movie. But in November of 2019, we finally got a huge upgrade on Sonic's, like, updated models. So we aren't really, like, mad anymore ever since they changed it. And it was a successful movie, and it was so successful that they will be getting a sequel to the movie of Sonic the Hedgehog, which I will let you know the date right away. April of 2022. I know, it's a long time, and I heard there was gonna be rumors that Knuckles the Echidna was gonna be coming as well. It was rumored, alright? We're not entirely sure, because Tails, now spoiler alert, for those who didn't see Sonic the Hedgehog movie, Tails did appear during the mid-credits in the end of the movie, just to let you know that. So Tails will be playing an important role, but Knuckles, we're not entirely sure. Like I said, it's a rumor, so it may not be true at all. He might appear in the 3rd movie for all we know. Now, I think I keep forgetting a certain company. Oh yeah, Xbox. I can't even mention Xbox that much now, because there's barely been any sort of gaming announcement aside from the Xbox Series S. Wait, was it the Xbox Series S or X? I have no idea, but those games, the game itself, like, Xbox barely got anything. I mean, aside from Halo Infinite, because the game was supposed to come out this year, but it was delayed for next year now due to, like, some sort of, like, graphics issue when it was first, like, when the gameplay was first shown. There was a whole lot of things, so Xbox barely got anything at all. I mean, aside from, like, I don't know, Battletoads, Reboot, and Perfect Dark as well. I mean, they're all getting a reboot at some point. Let's just hope Banjo and Conquer the Squirrel is gonna get some sort of reboot soon. But with all that out of the way, I've been talking for so long. It's been, like, about to be 14 minutes into this video. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm not sure. Actually, no, don't tell me, alright? I don't even know what to say or to end off this video, but this will be an annual sort of, like, thing I will be doing from now on for my channel. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think 2020 so far has been kind of the... I don't know, I'm very tired right now, but just let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and happy Merry Christmas to you all.